All right, guys, welcome back to the shack. Tonight we're going to be going over a product that I've had a lot of people ask me about over the past year or so. As many of you know, I have the xTool S1. I use it a lot on tumbler jobs and sometimes on other wood-based jobs. Since getting the new AP2, I've used it a lot more because before I would have to move it around to attach exhaust tubing to it. But since I got the AP2, it's a little easier because it's basically a self-contained laser on a cart. All I need is electricity and I can do stuff. So I've started using it a little more, and recently folks have been asking me, what do you think about the module swaps? What do you think about this module and that module? Well, the one they're asking about mostly is the 2-watt IR for a variety of different machines. But so to kind of give it an idea of what my thoughts are, I decided to get the module for the S1 and play around with it, do some testing. So that is what I have done, guys. I have got the 2-watt IR module from xTool for the S1, and I've been doing some testing, and the results may surprise you. So stick around and we'll be right back. All right, guys, so first off, I want to go over the one thing that a lot of people are going to ask me. Why the S1? What made you decide to go with the IR module for the S1? And the whole thing in a nutshell is, guys, the module swap to me seems easier than any of the other machines that I've saw on the market so far. It's not this big, tough, complex process. It literally takes just a few seconds. So to go ahead and get that out of the way, I'm going to move the camera over here and we're going to swap this module. I've got the 40-watt module on the machine now. We're going to swap it for the 2-watt IR, and you're going to get to watch the whole process without any editing or cutting or anything like that to see exactly how difficult it is. So let's move over to the machine. All right, guys, so first off, start off with your little xTool screwdriver Allen wrench that comes with the machine. Now, I've got the 40-watt module on there, but the process should be the same no matter what module you have. First little recommendation, go ahead and pop this little measuring tool here for the focus. Go ahead and pop that guy off. Magnets hold it on. It's not that challenging to get loose. Second thing is I go ahead usually and unplug the air line as well as the power plug, but that could kind of be optional, but don't be too rough with the plug. These wires have a little glue on there. But, you know, you could, if you do this a lot, you could excessively wear it and cause something to break. So take these two little screws right here in the top of the module loose. And when you buy another module, they do give you an Allen wrench and 2 additional screws. Now, I've got mine taped to the side of the machine in case I lose a screw, but you can do what you want with them. Now, when you lift up on this, you're going to have to go above the top just a little bit. Just put a little extra pressure on it because it's got this little keyhole connector that goes in there. It's kind of almost like it's like a locating pin, but it does have a shoulder, so it will hold the module in there. So once you get that loose, set that module to the side, and this module is built exactly like it as far as how it connects to the machine. So we're going to take the module, line up that little hole where that pin goes in. The magnets are going to kind of pull it in there in place. Press down on it a little bit until you get those little screw holes to kind of line up and get where they need to be. And then take your 2 screws and put your 2 screws back in the module, which, like I said, if I weren't talking to you guys, this probably wouldn't take as long. Then with the wiring, you're just going to plug in. Now, you can do this before putting the module on the machine. And it actually might not be a bad idea because it is a little harder to get to once you put it on there to get it lined up perfectly. And you plug that in, plug the air line to it, and don't forget this little guy. You're going to need to make sure you push that up. And then, of course, there's a slot right here that it sits in, and the magnets and little pins will hold it in place. Once you do that, guys, you're good to go. And, of course, always have your machine powered off when you're doing this, but now you can power the machine up and you're ready to go with the 2-watt IR. So let's talk about what we can do with it now. All right, guys. So before you ask, by putting this module on my S1, is it going to make my S1 like a fiber laser? And the answer is no. The power output of this module is 2 watts. That is comparable to, say, the F1. So if you're wanting to do small things similar to what you would normally do with an F1, then yes, you can do those. You can batch those out. You can put, whereas the F1, the smaller work area, you can't put but, you know, maybe 1 or 2. With the S1, using jigs and setups, fixtures, whatever, you could put a lot more. So that would be one reason that I would think that somebody might want the module, is because they don't really want to buy an F1, but they do like marking, you know, metallic objects occasionally. So that's kind of the case use that I see for this. Now, keep in mind, guys, we're filming this video right now. It is November the 22nd, 2024, and this S1 IR module is on the list to be on sale for Black Friday through xTool. So it's a savings. So if you had considered this and you thought about putting it on your machine, this may be one of those moments where you want to consider it even more. Or if you have a family member who has an S1 and you want to surprise them, you know, with a Christmas present, maybe that's an idea. But I got it because of 2 major things. I have other machines. I have, you know, the small Galvo machines that can do a 4x4, a 5x5, and some all the way up to a 6x6 work area. But the thing that I like to do, one of the fun projects that I have found are pretty popular where I live, are the little, you know, tags for the front of your vehicle. And with these anodized aluminum tags, you can do some pretty impressive detail. I mean, check that out. That is a picture of the clack shack here, and I did that on that's on a license plate. That is a front license plate for a vehicle. So that's pretty cool. These things come, I buy them from Amazon, and yes, I'll drop a link down below for you. They're black. They're just plain black, like an anodized business card. But the key to it, and I'm gonna cheat for some of you guys. If you have the IR module, you can actually cheat with my settings here. But you can see there's a thumbnail. I actually did a thumbnail from a video without doing a whole lot to the picture and burn it on the tag. So it does a really, really nice job with anodized materials. So there's a case use. These tags, if this is something that might be big or popular in your area, works great. Other things that a lot of people ask me about that you might want to consider: ammo cans, mailboxes, any kind of metallic box, jewelry, little jewelry boxes, little jewelry things, silverware, that kind of thing. If you start getting too big, like if you're trying to do some crazy like firearm engraving, this is not what you want. If you're doing something big, not what you want. But if you're doing small engraves on metallic objects, this gives you that capability, not in a productive sense. You're not going to be turning out hundreds of them a day, but it does give you that capability, especially if you're just a hobbyist or doing one-offs. But as you can see, this is stainless steel, and I got my little bird there. I was trying to make the bird blue. That is actually a blue bird, and I was somewhat successful, but he has an orange head. So can you do color with this? Yes, you'll notice I actually did correctly guess the colors for the blue, gray, and the tan there. I don't know if I can show you with the way the light works on this stuff, but I did successfully get those. This is a color chart speed test that I did with the machine. So if you want to do these little small things like that, yes, you can do it. And this is some pretty thin stainless steel. This is like an undersheet that came with a small honeycomb, I believe. I don't know where it came from. But it's stainless steel, and it worked out okay. Is this, like I said, color with lasers is a guessing game at best. Even with the MOPA that I have, it's not something I depend on. Now, that is a pretty cool looking bird, though. You got to admit. The bird looks pretty awesome. So if you're wanting to play around with stainless steel, if you want to put your logo on knife blades or etch small stainless things, I think the machine will do a great job of it, as long as the graphic is small. The bigger the graphic, guys, it's going to take a lot more time, and this thing is not fast. So you can get color all the way up to, I'd say, 75. about 75, anything above 75 speed, from 25 to 75 speed, that's where you're going to get the color range. So that's not really fast. That is very slow. But you can do it with just a simple module swap, and you've got this massive work area compared to most of your 2-watt galvos. So that's a plus. So some of the other materials that you can do, of course, you can do these with a diode as well. So I don't know, given the speed difference, I don't know that I would choose IR over blue diodes for slate, but you could use the IR to do slate. Personally, unless there's just that color that you're trying to get with the IR, the blue 40-watt would be much faster. But you can see the speed and power test that I did with the slate, and it worked. But you're looking at speeds to get the grays. You know, I'm getting these nice little grays right here at 400 millimeters a second. The really nice color over here in the bottom right corner, you're looking at 75 speed again. So the 2 watts is going to be a bit limiting when it comes to what you can do. It's going to take longer. You can have the effects, but it is going to take a longer time. But you may be asking yourself also, what other kind of materials can I do with the 2-watt IR module other than just anodized things and stainless steel? Well, I did test some aluminum as well as some brass. I made my own little Clack Shack coins, official currency of the Clack Shack. And this is aluminum. These are just some little aluminum blanks I picked up at a machine shop nearby. I didn't do a whole lot of testing with the settings, but from what I've seen with aluminum with other machines, similar results. You can get from a white cream over to almost a brown marking on them. Now with this, it's not really deep, it's not in there, it's more of a surface marking. You can, if you feel really closely, you can feel a slight edge, but if you think you're going to be like marking serial numbers and stuff like that that aren't removable with this machine, you're going to need to step it up to something a little more powerful, but it makes for some pretty cool little markings. So also with the brass is a little more, you can see the brass a little better because of the contrast with the color of the marking and the color of the coin. So brass and aluminum, yes, you can get a mark, but keep in mind, guys, this, like I said, I use the term engraving loosely when referring to a 2-watt IR on any machine. You're only going to be able to do more or less coloring or marking, not necessarily engraving. The term engraving indicates that you're removing material and causing a recess, in which most cases with the 2-watt IRs, you're not going to do that. But you can do some really cool creations like this. But where they really shine, guys, is the dot size and the ability to do such as this. So, like I said, if these are items that you think you may want to enjoy, you already have the S1, or either you're looking at getting a laser, but you want the blue and the IR, maybe you bundle them. That would be pretty cool. But does it have a use? Yes. Is it a very niche use? Yes, it is. But if you want to play around with metals and you don't really want a galvo, you want to do bigger stuff, then I think it might be a good fit for you. With the pointer, the little foot, and the way that it does the 2 to 3 point triangulation for shapes and so forth, is actually really precise. You can take the crosshair and move it to exactly the location that you want a dot, and in the software move it to that location. So even though typically galvos are more precise when it comes to that kind of thing, using the way the S1 indicates in the software where the laser module is, it's pretty neat, and it makes for some really accurate engraves. And that's what made doing these coins and being able to get it centered so easy, is that setup. So all in all, guys, a good addition to the S1, especially if you like the xTool ecosystem and you don't want an F1 or a F1 Ultra. Might be something you want to look at. So I'm going to keep doing some testing, keep doing some projects. If you come up with ideas for it, be sure to drop me a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see. I'll try to work it in as we go. Also, if you do decide to order the S1 combo or the module or any other xTool products, by all means, use the link down below and tell them that the Clack Shack sent you. But for now, guys, we're going to get back to doing some projects. I just wanted to share the capabilities of this module with you because a lot of people have asked me what I thought about the module swaps. every live, somebody asks me, what do you think about the IR modules? So now you know, guys. You know what I think. So till next time, be safe and have a good day.